So these koshas, what is the basis of yoga to unravel these koshas or to make oneself capable of gaining the attention, being attentive to everything, being observant, or it is just to be peaceful or blissful?
Uh, Let me rephrase what you asked right now, right? Uh,
Okay, sir.
what you are saying is that these koshas, which seven koshas are there, and what I talked about is the six koshas. What is the purpose of these koshas? Is this to get attention, to understand, or something like that, or is this something different? Right? This is what you are asking.
Yes,
So
sir.
these
Yes, sir.
koshas is a framework. If you have to, like you ask me that, how do you understand consciousness? These are framework, like you have logical framework. Now you say something is a feeling and something is a logic. How do you explain that, right? So you explain something
Yes,
as
sir.
a logic because there is a cause and effect, something as a feeling because there is a negative and positive feeling you feel. So these are frameworks. So like that, to explain the different dimensions of your body. Your body is not just a physical body. There are different dimensions of this body. And to understand this different dimension of body, the Indian ancient seers and sages make this framework. These framework like Annamaya Kosha is what your body is. Pranamaya Kosha is your breath. Manomaya Kosha is your mind, thoughts. Vijanomaya Kosha is your intellect, which says yes and no. Anandamaya Kosha is your ability to experience bliss. Chaitanya Maya Kosha is the consciousness, and Shakta Maya Kosha is the truth. Now, these are the seven layers of your personality. A normal human being does not experience anything beyond the physical and vital life. But when you come to this plane of Shiva Sutras, when you come to this plane of Shiva Sutras, then you can understand different other layers of dimensions, right? Now, there are two more questions. Have I explained, Rajiv, have you understood what I said?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And
I have
can you
understood.
Today we are starting with the session Shiva Sutras, the Science of Liberation. It's a very meditative session, and as you understand, this is going to be, a session which will help you to go up and see the consciousness in a different way. So I welcome all of you who are there to the session, and let us start with it. And we have an interaction time. I will just, because this is a new concept to a lot of people, so I will just start with the session, and after 20 minutes of time, we'll have 10 minutes of interaction, and then we will go on, discuss and think about the whole of the aspect. We'll have also practical techniques on how exactly to do things, because as you know, Siva Sutras is basically it's a consciousness engineering. So you can see that there are three methods. The first method, it's called Sambhopaya, the methods of consciousness. The second method is called the methods of mind and mantra. And the third method is called the method of body. So let me start with a little bit of understanding the background of where exactly and how exactly the Shiva Sutras came into existence. It is a stream of Kashmiri Saivism. It was found by 12th century a sage called Vashugupta. It was said that he had a dream, and on that dream, Shiva revealed him these sutras. These are basically different aspects of how a person can go back to his root, to the seed from where he originated. Every sutra is very meditative. It takes you inside. It opens you up to a new domain, a new set of understanding. So I would like to take the people who are coming to participate this session. I will like to take you to plunge a little bit of meditation that your understanding gets clear, and it's a revelatory subject. The sutras are revealed kind of, and everybody has different aspects and different understanding of this sutra. So that you get the essence of it, I'm going to go and do a small meditation, and then we will go with the sutras one after another and try to understand that it gets into your heart and it opens up to a new domain, to a divine domain. And it's not mental, it's not very much you can see, understand on the mind, the whole aspects of this infinite consciousness. It's more of the more you open up, more you have understanding of this. So this is a kind of going beyond your mind and to delve deep into your soul and understand that what makes this universal consciousness, to understand the depth of your being. And these are all methods, these are not teachings, these are not subjects, this is sutras are all methods. It's like a formula. If you use this, each of these formulas, you can delve deep inside yourself, right? So let us start with the fast meditation. It's a small meditation. And in this small meditation, we'll try to go and ask you to relax your whole body and take your mind into your spinal cord, make it erect and relax your whole body. Bring your mind into your heart. Observe the breath. Breath coming in and breath going out. Breath coming in and breath going out. And relax your mind. Relax your mind more and more. More and more. And observe the sensation in your body. Good sensations, bad sensations, whatever arises. Just observe them without being judgmental. With an open mind and with a lot of curiosity. As if you're learning something very new about your body, about your mind, about your feelings. You're exploring yourself in a very new way. Normally, we are used to have a certain experience of ourselves. we have certain perception about ourselves. And that certain perception can be limiting about your potentiality, about your possibilities. You might not be aware about the infinite potentiality which exists in you. You might not be aware about the infinite possibilities which exist in you. To experience your infinite possibilities and infinite potentialities, you have to go back to your origin, from where you originated, from where your mind originated, from where your body originated. You have to go back to your seed. And then you become a co-creator. You can create the life, create the experience, what you want to create with your life, with your living. These sutras, which is a revelatory science, will help you to go back to your seed, to experience the infinite potentiality and the possibilities which exist in you. Trambakam jajamahe sugandhe pushtivardhanam urvarukamavi bandhanam mritu mokshiyamamritam. Om Trambakam jajamahe sugandhe pushtivardhanam urvarukamavi bandhanam mritu mokshiyamamritam. Om Trambakam jajamahe sugandhe pushtivardhanam urvarukamavi bandhanam mritu mokshiyamamritam. We'll start with the fast sutra. You can slowly and gently come back to your ordinary consciousness. So the fast verse we talk about is Chaitanyam. It's called universal consciousness. What is Chaitanyam? Now, to understand Chaitanyam and to understand that there are three ways you approach to change your own reality. The first ways are spiritual. You try to change your mindset, you try to change your paradigm. The second way is mental, is Sakti, where you try to change your thought process, try to plan things differently, try to go and play the secrets of the mantra. And the third way is body's way. You exercise, you develop your body, you plan, you stretch it. There are three ways. So you can approach your personal transformation, your personal way wellness, from the approach of consciousness, from the approach of spiritual development. That is the most elevated way. So Shiva Sutra says that there is three ways. For different temperaments of people, there are different ways. But what is the best way to approach this? The best way to approach is to go to the spiritual way, to understand what is the root cause of the ways, the things you are experiencing in the life, in your individual life and also in your collective life. So that is the fast way, Shambhupaya, is the universal ways. The second is the way of Shakti. It's something which very good, very visible in the Western culture. You can see that there is a Shakti culture. There's a lot of mind into it, a lot of thinking, a lot of planning, a lot of understanding. So that way is a little inferior way than the spiritual way of doing things. And that is called, but that also helps you in the personal transformation journey. That is called the Shakti way, the Shakti part. And the third is a body way, how you transform the body, how you work with the body, how you develop the body, and you live the life with the full potential. So the idea of Shiva Sutras is to go and explore your potentiality, your possibilities. Some of the potentialities, what you have become right now, is probably you are using a fraction of the possibilities and potentialities you have. And when you try to explore deeper inside you, you can come out with more possibilities and more potentialities which you yourself is unaware about. And that can help you to solve the problems which you are facing in your life and also in the collective life in a very different way. So this fast verse basically says that universal consciousness, we normally say that individual and universe is different. But in the fast sutras, he says that you are living in an interdependent reality. It's like an ecosystem where everybody is connected with everybody. And when you do something somewhere, it's called a butterfly effect. Somewhere deep down, people across you gets affected. So this is how, when you approach your life, you understand how exactly you are made up. The microsome which you are made up of 5 elements. And these 5 elements starts from sky, the Akasha element. Then it goes to the Vayu element. Then it goes to the fire element. Then it goes to the water element. And then it goes to the soil element. So we all are constructed with these 5 elements. It is what you see as the nature, what you see as that the world around you. If you look at the whole earth, that is also constructed with these 5 elements, and your body is constructed with the same 5 elements. So you somewhere feel that you are separate, you are individual, you are different. It is not that. You have the same elements as the earth has, as the trees has. Every form of the life, whichever in the universe exists, they have the same element like you have. So when you get to that consciousness, you somewhere feel interconnected to the everything in this universe. How does this interconnection helps you? These interconnection helps you to explore yourself, to explore the situations, the surrounding which you're facing in a deeper, in a different ways, and to come out with different solutions, more innovative, more creative ways of doing things. So the universal consciousness, when you say Chaitanyam, it says that you as an individual is a drop in the ocean, and the ocean is also made of the same constituents what you are made of, right? And so with that, we go to the second sutras. It says that when you understand this, Gyanam Bandha, it says that when you don't understand this, when you live in the limited knowledge, where you feel that your individual life is all about you and everything about your thoughts and everything, then what it creates a certain kind of bondage. That's how you don't connect with the environmental reality. That's how you don't connect with the social realities. But when you go out of this bondage, then what happens? You open up with new possibilities, to connect with the environment which you are living, new possibilities to connect with the society you are living. These makes your life more complete, more integral. And then when you go deeper, you can understand that there is an inner reality. You have a world, you have an inner life, and you have an outer life. And more richer you have inner life, more better your outer life becomes. The subjective reality which you are experiencing and the objective reality which you are experiencing, they both are interconnected. What is happening right now that you are cutting up your subjective reality, the peace, the bliss, the satisfaction from your objective reality, the money, the power, the progress, all that you have cut off. You are trying to make components, but the subjective and objective realities are interconnected. And when you understand this interconnection, then the knowledge becomes your way of becoming free. And on the third sutra, he comes up and says, verse 1.2, in the third sutra, he comes up and says, Yoni Varga Kala Sharira. So, how does this entire body gets open up? How do you become your own body? How it has come into existence? What are the constituent of your body? So he says that there are tattvas. Tattvas is something which we talk about. There is Shiva Tattva. Shiva Tattva is called as the root element. Beyond these 5 elements. So you have this, I talked about that there are 5 elements. And in these 5 elements, the entire world is constituted, and at the same time, your body is constituted. Right? And beyond this, there is something which is a substratum which holds all these 5 constituents. That means these space, the air, the fire, the water, the soil, these itself is been existing into certain substratum. There is something, a vector of time and space which is holding these 5 elements. And this is called the root element, the seed. And to go back to your seed is to understand the deeper impressions, the thoughts, the feelings, which are in the yoga, we call it samaskaras. Samaskaras are the deep impression inside you. And it's a chitta vritti, yoga's chitta vritti nirodha. So we try to create a new life by actually going up and stopping those vrittis which are harmful. So these samaskaras are the root elements, the space on which this creates. So like you have individual samaskaras, you have also samaskaras of the world around you. You have samaskaras of the earth. And by deeply exploring your individual samaskaras, this is called inner walk, the plane of inner walk. You can also, the practice, the sadhana, the spiritual practice is basically an inner walk. It's not going out and doing outer walk. It's to change your own samaskaras, is to enrich your inner life, that you have a better faculty, you have better consciousness, you have better understanding to explore the outer world. So this is basically forms from the source, the class of tattvas, Joni Varga Kala Sharira. Your body is basically formed by this class of tattvas, this Varga. And this creates the Maya, the form which you are in. So you can reconstitute your form Shiva Sutra makes you a co-creator. You can reconstitute your physical form, you can reconstitute your mental form, you can reconstitute your feeling form. So this is giving power to you. You know, you normally have something, you feel that the body which is given to you, the mind which is given to you, this is something which you have to go around, right? But this is giving a lot of power to you. When you see Joni Varga Kala Shariram, you understand this sutra. And from there, you know, we go to that Jnana Dastinama Matrika, then the basis of knowledge. You know, this universe is vibrated. Everything is vibration. You know, like I'm speaking right now is a vibration. If you look around the earth, the places where sitting, the animals, the living element, the non-living, everybody has vibration. So this vibratory nature of the universe, when you understand, Shiva Sutra helps you to understand. It's kind of, you know, if you go to the quantum physicists, if you hear the lecture of the quantum physicist, you will listen to them that they are referring back to Shiva Sutras. They are saying that what you see, the quantum nature of universe is basically, you can find them that you know the Shiva Sutra is talking about it, and that is what the universe is vibrating. All this, whatever you are seeing around you, is basically a vibration. And when you understand this, you know, you can create a new level of vibration. So that's called Uddamaya Vaidavya. You can elevate your consciousness. You can elevate your consciousness to a new level. Uddamaya Vaidavya. So Vairava, which is a form of Shiva, is basically elevating your consciousness from where you are. You know, is to create a different kind of mental construct where you become, it's a paradigm shift, where you make all these problems, whatever you are facing, both on the collective level and on the individual level, irrelevant, right? So today we are covering these 5 sutras to start with, right? We have 3 to 4 minutes time. So I am opening up now the session to ask questions. Whatever you have questions, you can write on the chat box, or you can raise your hand and we will, even if you have questions, so you can ask it. Otherwise, we'll go straight to a concluding meditation, a small concluding meditation, and we'll rejoin tomorrow. These sutras are more of to go and give you some inner guidelines. It's like an inner lamppost, where if you go back to yourself, because this time is the time of Shivaratri, and you know this is a very auspicious time for everybody. So these time people can go back and meditate, and these time there are different levels of awakening happens. So this is the time when the nature is having a change, and it's a very beautiful time to go up and deeply explore your inner world, understand your thoughts, understand your feeling, and you know, understand yourself deeply. So if you have any question, you can ask it. I'm seeing chat 2 questions. What is consciousness? Would you be able to get it? Yes, Amy, we would be sharing this presentation on the group which we have made for this course. So this presentation will be shared on the group we have made on this course, right? And to answer Rajiv Ghoshai, what is continuousness? I think that it is not continuousness you were speaking of what is consciousness, right? If I am right on this, then let me tell you, consciousness is something which is let me explain this. We have these 5 koshas in the Indian concept, which is called Annamaya kosha, the physical kosha, you know, the body, right? And then over this physical kosha, there is Pranamaya kosha, the vital consciousness, where you breath in and breath out. And over this, you have Manomaya Kosha, the mental plane, where you have thoughts coming in, thoughts going out. And over this, you have Vijanamaya Kosha, the intellectual plane. And then over this, there is an Anandamaya Kosha. This is the bliss plane, where you feel joy, where you feel happiness. And over this bliss plane, you have something which is called Chaitanyamaya Kosha. So that's a very higher nature of you. And that is called consciousness. Right, right. So that if Rajiv, you can always, if you understood it, raise hand. Yes, Rajiv, I am opening up the ask to unmute. And if you want to ask something, you can unmute you.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, the Pranamaya Kosha, the Chaitanya Maya Kosha.
Can you mute yourself? Some sounds are coming from your end.
Yes, sir. My family members, sir. I'm
So
trying to get them away.
please mute yourself. Then we can continue the discussion. And another question which comes from Alan, it reinforces the ancient link between nature and humanity. A link that we often forget. We need to remember our past influence and lessons that have helped us all develop. It seems to also reinforce the basic philosophy that all lives are interconnected and that all lives matter in this world. Yes, absolutely, Alan. Your comment is very appreciated. This is what Shiva Sutras, one of the understanding of Shiva Sutras is, that we are all interconnected, and there is a relation between the material part of our life and the spiritual part of life. I come to the next question from Simandio. Simandio, he said, is it true if we have the ultimate consciousness, we will be able to predict the future too, besides seeing the past or realizing root? That's a powerful question. Do we able to predict the future, except of there are a stream of Indian ancient culture which is called astrology. They does exactly that what you said right now, right? So yes, obviously, it's the pattern. As I said, that there is a pattern on every consciousness, right? You have a pattern, and that's your life is the kind of pattern you have, patterns of thought you have, patterns of feeling you have. These are the potentialities which you are living, right? These are the potentialities which has manifested. Now, whether you will manifest further, some people, there are experiences I have got, a certain person who came to do yoga, and he had never been drawing anything, he had never put a pencil and ink and anything. But after doing yoga, he started on painting, and he started painting beautiful pictures. So probably he had the potentiality within him, but he was not able to manifest that. Yoga helped to move out that obstacle which is stopping him to manifest that potentiality which is inside, right? So obviously, if you have a potentiality to predict the future, you can actually go up. It's basically there is a form, Trikal Drishti in yoga. If you practice yoga, you can get this power. It's called the Trikal Drishti. Is a power where you can looking at the patterns of your past. What has happened in the patterns? Very simple. Modern statistics does it. It's called forecasting. In the management literature, it's called forecasting. You can observe the patterns, what has happened in your past, and you can go and forecast about the future. This is what statistics does. But are you able to do without a help of a computer, without a help of data crunching? Yes, you can do, and the yogis has done it. And your mind, your head is more 1,000 times more powerful computer, or 1,000 times more powerful machine. Then any machine can be created anytime. Whatever is machine is created, it's more powerful than anything what has been around. So obviously, if you can go and use the abilities of mind, you have that potentiality. You have that potentiality in you to be a Trikaldishti, Trikaldashta, where you can see what is happening on your future. There are a lot of stories like that in Hollywood movies and everywhere about this faculty of human being where they can predict the future looking at their past, right? So obviously I have, if why uh, Simandio, does it answers your question? To summarize, yes, you can have the power to predict the future. The management and the modern science also does it. It's called forecasting, and the yogis in the past has also done it. It's called Trikaldishti, and there is a stream of science in Vedic culture which is called Vedic astrology, which also helps you to forecast the future, right? So this is the answer.
Yeah,
If you have
thank you.
something more to add, or if that does not satisfy you, then you can ask you the question. Now the next question I come, why the
Yeah,
practice of
thanks for
yoga? Simandi, you want to ask something? I am
yeah,
listening, sir.
thanks for the explanation. Yeah, because sometimes I see there are many people doing the meditation and they realize about the weather forecast and then can predict also the future and the astrology like that.
Right, right,
And now I can understand what you explained to me. It makes sense with the 5 elements you was
right.
talking to us.
Right,
Thank you.
right, right. Right. Thank you. Thank you very
Yeah.
much, all of you, to join this session. Rajiv, I will answer your question on the WhatsApp. You know, why the choka agra is best. If anybody has any further question, you can put in the WhatsApp group, and I will be answering that in the WhatsApp group. Thank you, everybody, for joining the session. Tomorrow, we are meeting again at 8 p.m. Thank you very much, everybody. Namaste.
Pranam, sir.